Right. Welcome back. So, um, we're gonna pick up exactly where we kind of left off. This is still the continued of the Embody the Nights series. I just had, this idea that came to me where it's just like I want to strive, or maybe we should all should strive, just to kind of not just embody one night, but embody all of them together, and they can like balance out. So a couple days ago, we did the Knight of Pentacles, which is a card that's very special to my heart as well, and we just went into depth over everything, how slow and steady wins the race. Gradual pace is always good. So I figured for the next night we're gonna do his opposite, which would I suppose would be the Knight of Swords. So just like last time, I got my notes and everything. Keep in mind that I am going off of the original Rider Waite. So if you don't know what that is yet, you can look that up. That's just a good reference point for, I think, any beginner tarot readers. So that way you don't get too confused with all the new decks. Once you like kind of master the Rider Waite, you can go on to other decks or however you want to do it. It doesn't matter. So the Knight of Swords. Um, when you look at the original one, you see movement. Definitely movement. He's definitely on a mission. And if I do pull that card, or if that card comes up in the reading, um, I know that it's it's probably symbolizing, the person is in movement. They're moving towards something. They're heading towards a goal. And what the Knight of Swords is, they firmly believe that whatever journey or I don't know the word that I'm looking for, but gosh, I can't think of the word. Whatever journey that this person is on, they're committed to it, and they believe that it's right, and they're gonna go to the ends of the earth to accomplish this goal that they have set out on. The knight, he's very chivalrous. He's going, probably from the pictures and stuff, it looks like he's going to save a village, I would say, or an expedition. So that's why I said, if you don't know what the Knight of Swords looks like, just take a really good look at it, at the card, because there's tons and tons of symbolism, which we are going to go over right now. So in the original Rider Waite, there's is cypress trees in the background. But when you look at it, it's a blue background. And if you know anything about tarot, the colors are very significant. So blue is a very cool color, but however, it's a storm around. And this knight doesn't give a what. He doesn't matter. He's cutting through the storm. He's going to save or do whatever expedition or mission that he's been set out to do. So cypress trees are significant in the background because they're sacred to the goddess of love, Aphrodite and Venus. So if you see the Knight of Swords, Aphrodite and Venus could be prevalent. And also there's crows and ravens in the sky, which is symbolism of the Irish goddess of war, Morgan. So right off the bat, just looking at the background of the Knight of Swords, we have love and we have war, which kind of goes into his epithet of, he's very domineering, but he has a pure heart. That's a really important thing about the Knight of Swords. He's a no nonsense person. May come off as kind of abrasive, but he has like really really good intentions, and he's very courageous. So keep that in mind as well. He's pointing up his sword to the heavens, just about like most of the sword family. If you ever look through it, the whole suit of the swords, it's telling a story as well. So when we get to the knights, they are the messengers of their suit. So they bring essentially their suit and the energy of their suit to the world. So he has his sword, it's pointed up, he's on his mission, he's down to get stuff done. He also has a red cloak, which once again symbolizes passion and willpower. And keep in mind, all of the knights, I think I've spoke about this in the pinnacle one, they all embody fire. Even the Knight of Cups, it's just which one is more prevalent. That's his suit. So in this case, we have a combo of air and fire, which, as we both know, can be a deadly combination and can also be a strengthening combination as well. if not used wisely. And I think that's kind of like an underlying message of a lot of the swords. It's like use your intellect and the sharpness of the swords wisely, and don't make it become a double-edged sword. So he has his red cloak on, if you see that. And he actually has a red cloak in this one too. I actually have the card ready for you guys this time around and not shuffling through the deck. So yeah, he has a red cloak in this one, and as well as the Rider Waite. And if you didn't know, this is the Deviant Moon tarot as well. So he also has birds and butterflies. The birds is on his armor, and the butterflies is on his heart, which symbolizes the eternal soul. So very ethereal, very airy, and that's what most of the sword cards. It's, you know, a card of intellect, heavy Mercury energy as well. So keep that in mind. So essentially, he's a, you know, a passionate young warrior who believes what he is doing is the right thing, and we can all take that into consideration. It's not so much of like, I'm not describing it like, okay, this Knight of Swords, because it could be a person, because you know what, the court cards sometimes they represent persons, but more so in this series, I'm talking about like the energy behind the knights and stuff like that. So he is noble, and he tries to conquer all that is wrong in the world. So very chivalrous. He gives me like heavy, if you're Game of Thrones fans, like Jon Stark vibes. You know, they seem very stern and upfront, like when you first meet them, but they're actually very noble, very knightly human beings. And they want to, you know, conquer all the evil in the world. As you can see, you know, even in this one, he's off to, you know, protect or save. So when the Knight of Sword pops up, that can also mean like protection or saving, or very good fortunate times coming up, you know, coming your way, and just protector type energy. Let's check any other notes that I had. Very courageous, we already talked about. A very pure heart. So this person wouldn't have, if this was describing a person in your life, they wouldn't have like bad intentions. They may be abrasive or up in your face or very passionate about what they're telling you, but the intentions are good, which we run into people like that all the time, right? Where they may come off a little too strong, but their intentions are well, and you know, they have the best, you know, what can I say? The best thoughts of, you know, wanting to see, you know, you or other people prosper. They just maybe have a little trouble like with the delivery. Um, so it also speaks, if this card's come out, is, you know, doing what you believe is right. So that's another thing. Depending on where the knight is looking, because the knight is looking to the left, if he's looking away from something, or is he looking towards something on the cards, that can, you know, play a message, and to, you know, do what you believe is right, look away from whichever card is to the left or whichever card is, you know, to the right, depending on the thing. And it also symbolizes that you are in control of your temper. Yes, obviously he's getting stuff done, he's energetic, but he's all in control of this fire and air type energy. So he knows how to use his strengths to accomplish his mission, which is very important. We also got be careful not to rush into things too quickly, which is the exact opposite of the our previous knight, the Knight of Pentacles, who is all about, you know, the slow and steady race. You know, the turtle wins the race. Take your time, even if it's just a little bitty centimeter of a brick. That little centimeter of a brick still gets you somewhere. So he's earth energy. He has trouble, you know, he's grounded, you know, he has, you know, trouble getting things started, I should say. So on the flip side, with the Knight of Swords, it's also just a caution to, you know, be careful, just not to rush into things too quickly. It also represents, you know, events are moving quickly as well too. I want to say it's one of the fastest cards in the deck, probably behind like the Eight of Wands, which, you, as you know, you probably know, is a card of speed as well too. And it's telling you the more fortunate time of your life. So overall, and I don't even like to say cards are positive or negative or anything like that, but we we do have some negative cards and we do have some positive cards. I say that this is a very positive card. especially if it's used as a significator in the reading. If you're reading from somebody and they come up as the Knight of Swords, this can kind of give you a picture or just a broad overview of how this person operates and how this person thinks and what they're willing to do to get the job done as well, and just the overall energy of the person. Me personally, I like the Knight of Swords. I like all of them to be honest with you. But I think it's speaking of a person who has control over their intellect, and they lean more into their intellect and their mind to control their anger or their passion or their willpower, which would be the night energy in general, being a fire suit card. Well, a fire, I apologize, court card. The knights, they're all fire. So with this specific knight, he uses more of his intelligence to blend those two energies so that way he can get the best product. Where before, the Knight of Pentacles, he's more slow and steady. He uses more of his groundedness to exert his fire and his will. So we got the exact opposite with our knight today. I say that that's a pretty positive card, and I hope that kind of gave you more insight on the Knight of on the Knight of Swords. I know me personally, I think I had a really hard time, and still to this day, because we're always learning, understanding the court cards. I got the major arcanas. They came to me pretty easily, over time, and the minors as well too. But when it came to the court cards, I didn't quite know how to interpret them or read them. Are they like explaining a person, or is it an energy? And I just kind of like, just to break it down and just to say, like, you want to like embody the energy of all of the knights, so that way you're balanced and you can take each part, each element, and kind of fuse them together, so that way you're full and you're well and you're rounded. But overall, to me, I think the Knight of Swords is very courageous. When I see this card, I think of courage, and I think of bravery, and I think of using your intellect to overcome obstacles. Yes. So that is it. This is around the same time as the Knight of Pentacles. It was probably like a 10-minute video. So I'm assuming next we should probably do the that's a good question. I don't quite know. We only have two left, so I don't quite know if we're gonna do the Knight of Cups or the Knight of Wands next. But I just wanted to get the polar opposites. So depending on how I'm led or how I'm feeling, I can definitely go and delve more deeper into the other two nights. Just don't know which one I'm gonna do next and which one I'm gonna end with, because I think that would definitely have meaning, right? That would definitely have meaning. We started off with the slowest one, then we went to the fastest one, being the swords. So I guess we may do the Knight of Cups, and then we can end with the passion and the fiery, because the Knight of Wands is, of course, he's a knight. He's already fire, and his suit wands represent fire, so that's double fire. So we're probably going to end with the Knight of Wands, so that way we can get a better understanding of the court cards and just the energy that they represent, minus the suit. Okay. Well, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you for being here and learning more about tarot. Tarot is a very passionate side gig of mine, and I truly enjoy reading it for people and teaching it as well. It's a passion of mine, and I'm happy to help you out. Keep conquering the world, and I'll see you on the next video of the series. Peace.